the line is open. Late night voices in the dark, real talk straight from the heart. No games, no mask, no disguise, just truth when you step on the line. Call me up, the line stay open. Say what's real, no sugarcoating. Love and life, yeah, we unfold it. Step to the mic, don't hold it. Call me up, we go and live. Tell your truth, don't let it hide. This the place where voices rise. Soft rain every time. He said, she said, we break it down. Different views when we come around. From the chat to the laugh call line. If it's on your heart, it's your time. The line is open, we going live. Say what you feel, it's your time. Soft Reign Hotline, let's talk.
Welcome to the Soft Reign Hotline, where the lines are open and the truth is louder than opinions. This is the space where real people bring real questions and real conversations to the table. No scripts, no filters, just perspective. So if you've got something on your mind, dial in and speak your truth. You're now under Soft Reign.
Hey y'all, how y'all feeling tonight? Welcome to the Soft Reign Hotline, where conversations are elevated and the line is always open. What's good? What's good? Into Deep was in here early. Hey, Into Deep. Hey Skull, how you doing? Hey Miles, welcome in, Miles. I appreciate you being here tonight. So tonight I got an interesting topic, and I was trying to get some research. That's why I was coming in here a little bit late, but I was trying to get some research, some different perspective when it comes to how interracial dating has evolved and developed over the last couple years or so. So I do want to say that I'm coming from a neutral state. I'm not in here to attack anyone. It's not about judging anyone. And it's definitely not telling people who they should love or shouldn't love. So the conversation is all about perspective. I have only interracially dated. Sometimes it's hard to tell, but I am a white woman, and I do date Black men, have dated Black men and Hispanics my whole life. So it's a tough way to love. I would say that, because a lot of stigma is out there. You should date who you are, who you're culturally aligned with and whatnot. So welcome in, newbies. As you come in, please click the like button and subscribe. It's a free way to support the channel. Absolutely. Thank you, Into Deep. If it's your first time here and I see those numbers are jumping, please make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, because I'm definitely working on growing my channel. Make sure you share this with somebody who might want to talk about this, hear this, listen to this, or chime in. It is an open hotline. I do, as a matter of fact, I don't know why my phone, no, I don't like that. Where I will give out my number a little bit later on, and you can call me and tell me what your thoughts are on it. I do have a Glamour Sea Breezy Fund. My Cash App is always open. It is Soft Reign, REIGNRSC, if you would like to donate. It actually helps me keep great content coming your way. Hey, do me a favor so I don't get it wrong. Put it in the chat how I'm supposed to pronounce your name, please. I don't want to chop it up like I've been chopping it up. So welcome in. I appreciate you being here. So, and actually too, please click the notification bell so you don't miss future lives. And you know what? Before I even get started on this subject, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this up so y'all know where to find me. So I'm going to put this on. Let me move me down. Boom. Listen. So I am on. Let me move this banner out of the way too. This comment out the way. So I am on YouTube. 5 days, I'm going on 5 days out of the week now. So on Mondays and Tuesdays and every other Wednesdays, you can catch me on the No Middleman panel, and that's over on Souls of Thought channel. We have unfiltered conversations over there with Uncle Plug. It's me, Souls of Thought, and Uncle Plug TV. We make up the No Middleman panel, and that's on Mondays and Tuesdays and every other Wednesdays. On Thursdays, which is tonight, is the hotline, Soft Reign Hotline. It's my live call-in show. We talk about dating, relationships, real situations, and you can call me up and we can talk about it. And on Sundays, and actually this will be my third Sunday coming up this Sunday, is the weekly rain report. So each week I break down all the headlines that happen throughout the week on crime, culture, hometown stuff here where I'm from, and feel good. So make sure you hit that subscribe button because you can catch me all week long right here live on YouTube. And welcome in, because I see the numbers are jumping again. So welcome in, everybody. So yeah. Before I get rolling though, let me fix this. We're gonna go back to that. Boom. And put me back up there. There I go, y'all. I appreciate y'all being in here. Let's see who else came in here. And yes, we are on Discord. I'm on Discord. So make sure y'all click that link and go to our Discord where you can talk to us and tell us topics that you may want to talk about and all that good stuff. Welcome in, Uncle Plug. I appreciate you being here. Tristan, do you see something, Tristan? He said, "What's up, Softy?" Tristan got a wrench, y'all. And I did. The people who are normally here, I did give out some wrenches, some mods. So let me know if y'all received them or not. And I appreciate y'all being here all the time. So, oh no, Tristan, my condolences, my prayers to you and your family. I hope, if anything, more than anything, peace and understanding. My sincere condolences. But I appreciate you taking the time to stop in and chat with me just for a little bit, even if it is that. So I really appreciate that. But many prayers and condolences to you and your family. Yes, In Too Deep has put the link for Souls of Thought channel. That's where I am on Monday and Tuesday nights. Absolutely, Tristan. You know what it is, you family. Hey, Classic. Welcome in, Classic. And Uncle Plug. Yep, we got prayers to Tristan. Absolutely. Many prayers to you and your family. So before Classic codes, hey, he said, keep your head up, T. And Miles says, sorry to hear that, Tristan. Her apocalypse. Deepest sympathy to you and your family, Tristan. Many prayers to you and your family. And Tristan, this is from Into Deep. He said, my condolences as well. Pray for you and your family to get through this troubling time. Understand loss as well. And I appreciate you being here tonight. Absolutely. Definitely. We appreciate you too, Tristan, for coming in. Absolutely. So I wanted to get started with some statistics. First, when it comes to interracial dating, we know that interracial dating wasn't legal at all before. Oh, hang on a minute. Let me see. Okay. So demanding. My little one's so demanding. So let me find those studies that I pulled up. So according to a major study by Pew Research Center, that back in that interracial marriages in the U.S. rose from 3% in 1967 to actually 17% of newlyweds by 2015. So about 1 in 10 married couples in America are now in interracial marriages. Black newlyweds marrying outside their race increased from 5% in 1980 to 18% in 2015. So, and Asian and Hispanic Americans statistically interracially marry at even higher rates. So that alone right there shows that interracial dating is no longer rare. It's becoming normalized in many areas of American culture. And public opinion has changed massively. In 1958, only 4% of Americans approved of Black and white marriages. And by 2021, approval rose up to 94%. So that's a dramatic cultural shift in a few generations, just in a few generations. It's important because it shows that society publicly says it accepts interracial dating, but some studies also show that there's still hidden discomfort and bias underneath the surface. So from here's another one from the University of Washington. Researchers discovered some participants subconsciously associated interracial couples with discomfort, disgust, dehumanization, dehumanization. Boom, there it goes. Even when participants claimed they supported them publicly, so they still had some discomfort there. Yeah. Just pulling up, I was just trying to pull up some research, so I think that's a man. Mr. Money, it's all woman over here. There's no man over here. It's all woman. Miles said he's never dated out, not yet anyways. Did you have reservations, Miles, about dating out? Now, I will say that one thing that is interesting about this topic is about how much society has changed over time. Like I said earlier, it rose from 3% in 1967 to 17% by 2015. So clearly, interracial relationships are far more common now and visible and more visible. Jesus, April, Rain, more visual than what they've ever been. So, yo, by Thursday, I'm gonna tell you this, by Thursday, I be tapped out. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all for real. It'd be a rough week, especially when you're trying to work full time and mommy full time and all that. It'd be tough. It'd be tough. As a matter of fact, what I'm gonna do is I am going to, and I should have been more prepared than what I have. I'm laying y'all down tonight for real, really laying y'all down. Miles said, "Just never happened, never pursued." Are you attracted to women outside of your race? You know what? I'm gonna open up the phone line. I sure can. For the vertical. Boom. Is that better? In too deep. Just never happened, never pursued. Or do you find white women attractive? Or do you find other races, Asian, Hispanic? Do you find them attractive? And not necessarily, your typical Americanized races as far as like white, black, Asian, Hispanic, Middle Eastern, any of that, Good deal. Thank you, N2D. What makes it not safe? Superman, welcome in. I appreciate you being here. What makes it not so safe? Talk to me. Tell me about it. I'm gonna open up TikTok, y'all. We gonna see. I know. I'll tell y'all this. I have gotten the stares. I have gotten the stares. I have gotten the comments. I have gotten the "why are you with our men" type deal from Black women. I have gotten the snide looks, the snide remarks, all of that, any and everything in between. And honestly, for me, it comes down to preference. It comes down to what I'm used to. I grew up in a predominantly Black neighborhood. I grew up on the south side of my town. I grew up around the culture. That's where I'm from. That's what I know. My high school, out of a graduating class of 230 something, there was like 10 white people. So it's it's what I know, and it's what I find attractive as well. I find melanin attractive. I find darker skin attractive. Drake is pushing it, honestly. It just is, it's just preference for me. Now, do I find white men attractive? Absolutely. There are some gorgeous white men out there. There's gorgeous of all races, Middle Eastern, Asian, European, there everybody has their own, there's attractive people in every race. But what my preference is something else. My preference, I've dated my preference. I've never dated I've never dated a white man. I've dated Black and Hispanic only. And really it ends up being preference at the end of the day. Is who I find, not necessarily just attractive, but just the preference. Just the preference. So Tristan said, I've never had, but I definitely had a shift in perspective. I'm open to it now. Okay, Tristan. Tell me what made you think, or what shifted your perspective. Miles said, I'm drawn to curves, but connect better with women of color. Okay. Superman said, the world around you. Absolutely. Uncle Plug said, I love women, no matter the color or race, but I prefer Black women. Why is that your preference? Hey, Lisa. How you doing? Into Deep said, I don't have preference, but I go for those women that are attracted to me. I don't chase by nature. Ooh, that's a note that right there. That's another topic. Men not pursuing. You said you don't chase, so is that the pursuit? Chase and pursuit, that's the same thing. Lisa said, hey, Rain. Hey, Lisa. Richard said, I couldn't even trick myself into believing loving them. It could be an act because I feel like an outsider around her race. So you wouldn't date outside your race, Richard? He said, no, Rain, you are a sister to me. I don't see you as white, maybe mulatto or just high yellow. I see. Mona said, a nice piece of dark chocolate is definitely fine, ain't it, Rain? Lisa. Uncle Player said, don't hit like chocolate. I get it. At the end of the day, everybody has their preference, right? Everybody has their preference. Like I said, there are, across all races, there are some very attractive people. Don't get me wrong. Attraction, physical attraction, outside appearance, gorgeous people all across all races. But when it comes down to preference is what we could be talking about. And I would say in cultural alignment. Cultural alignment. And let me ask y'all about that. How do y'all feel about that? How do y'all feel about how culture, and it could be too, religious beliefs as well? How do y'all think about mixing cultures and religious beliefs? I don't want to get off on too much of a tangent with that, but that lines up with interracial dating as well. Miles said, Black men have been stigmatized as being predators. Maybe there's a fear of going to jail. McKenna said, in too deep, really nobody should chase. It should probably be one of those things that happens organically. If you have to chase, that's work. And if you have to work for it, it's not likely a fit. McKenna, welcome in. I appreciate you being here. I don't think I've ever seen you on one of my call-in shows. So thank you for being here, McKenna. In too deep. He said, I love high yellow sisters too. Most of my relationships are with red bone women. See, that's a preference. So you go towards what you prefer. When we're seeking somebody or looking at somebody, we tend to go towards what we prefer, what we find most attractive first. And Richard said they got to have something black in them. Most likely I've been programmed. Okay. Uncle Plug said, and when the character is just beautiful, it's heavenly. Melanin across the board is on women and men. And if I see a beautiful woman, I'm gonna tell her she's gorgeous. Melanin to me is something that I find attractive. The darker skins to me are attractive on both men and women. Skull said I go for caramel and chocolate. Let me see if I can I don't want to just pull up anything, y'all. Let me see. And I will say that, you know what? I'm gonna open up the phone lines and y'all can call me and y'all can talk to me about it. And to be said, McKinnon, I learned the best, aka women. He said the thing is though, I never excluded brown and dark brown sisters. Yeah. Take your time. We're with you. Yeah, I appreciate y'all being here with me. I tell you what, I'm gonna put the phone lines up. I do have TikTok up, and all I did was put in interracial dating. I think that I don't want to get into the tough discussion. I really don't. I do, but I don't. I think a lot of the unfortunate hate that a lot of Black men get by dating outside their race is from some Black women who have a hard time finding their mate in a Black man. And maybe a Black man might not be for them. I have gotten, like I said before, I've gotten those looks from Black women. And honestly, I did have one Black woman approach me one time and she's like, why you dating our men? Why you with our men? I didn't know they really belong to anybody in particular. I just like what I like. So Supermax said very few men have the luxury of a selection of women who are attracted to them. Talk to me. Expound on it. Very few men have the luxury of a selection of women who are attracted to them. It's really about who I consider to be beautiful in my eyes and if the connection is there. Absolutely. It's all about your preference and who you find attractive, whether it's somebody inside your race or not. That's a huge don't want to feel like sellout. Richard said it sounds good to say Black this and Black that. That's a huge factor. Don't want to feel like a sellout. So, Richard, are you saying that Black men who do date outside their race are sellouts? And I'm gonna say the hard question: do you think Black men who date outside their race have given up on Black women or not given Black women a chance? And to be said, colorism is real. And I remember the old days. If you dated out, you got a bunch of ish. Oh yeah, you got talked about basically. Got a lot of backlash from it. Yeah. So I'm gonna open up my phone lines, y'all, so y'all can call me because y'all been Classy, I skipped over your thing. Classy said Afro Latina is amazing, just dangerous. Ooh. Richard said I think they gave up easy. So you don't think they actually tried? Or what about the men who tried, Richard, and just didn't succeed and said, this is not working with my race. Let me go try something else. So I'm going to open up my phone lines, y'all, so y'all can call me. My stuff is, why is it black? It was pink. StreamYard be tripping sometimes, y'all. My phone number is 205-265-1465. And let me put that in the chat. 205-265-1465. There it is. And did I write? Yeah, 205-265-1465. Yeah, if y'all want to call me and talk about it. I'll read through some of these comments. Waiting on the line. The line is open, so y'all call me. Miles said the sisters are a challenge, but maybe that's what I love about them. And there go the number right there, y'all. 205-265-1465. Oh, that's why. Boom. There you go. Do it like that. There it is. Classic said, I'll say this. There are things that Black men who date white women have in common with each other. The Black men who are against dating white women have different fundamental views. Okay. And you know what, too? I think it goes back to a lot of people not wanting to mix races. But if we go back to all the way back to the back, I don't think there's really too much of a pure race here on this earth, unless it's like those areas where they haven't seen modern outside. Shed light upon darkness. Welcome in. I appreciate you being here. Into Deep State. If you want to share a subject with you want Reign to cover, email. You can email me at conversationswithsoftreign@gmail.com. And also, if you want to share a letter or a note or a subject anonymously, if you want to tell me what's going on and get my perspective on it, I will share it anonymously so we can figure out what's going on. If you want some help with an area, or you got something on your mind and you just want to get off your mind and into deep state. Okay, there we go. And he said the sisters need to be more receptive to the brothers, and the things will turn around for the better. Classy said it's the joining of the families for me. I'm not joining a white family, respectfully, of course. Totally understand it. Totally understand. Some people don't. That's their preference. That's their beliefs. They don't want to mix races. They don't want to intertwine families and cultures. And it's respect all across the board. If that's what you choose not to do, then that's how you choose to live. At the end of the day, we all make our own decisions on how we want to live our life, how we want to, who we want to involve in our families and circles. We make that decision every day. Richard said, peer pressure. I never want to hear people say something about me because you can twist it into a fact. Well, Richard, let me ask you this. Do you find white women attractive? I'm not trying to sway you either way, but I just want to get your opinion on that. If your preference is Black women, your preference is Black women. Supermax said, yep, not safe, but spicy. Okay, y'all. I see where y'all are coming from. Now let me ask the men this, the Black men who prefer to date Black women and not mix their race. Let me ask y'all this. Do y'all, when y'all see Black women dating outside of their race, do you feel a particular way about it? Because I'll go back to a lot of Black women feel some type of way when they see Black men date outside their race. Lisa said, I think part of the issue is women try to change how a man is to fit what they are imagining in their love story. So instead of them coming in and being who they are and accepting who they are, they're trying to change that way that man fits into what they desire their love story to be. Women are receptive, all women. Richard said, I wouldn't even know because I never looked at them, the YTs, in it that way. Okay. Miles said, it's more than attraction for me. Simply acting on attraction is not my style. I get it. I get it. Classic said, I went on a solo vacation and a woman who was watching me came up to me and told me I'm a blind to white women. I said, what do you mean? She said, there are so many of them in here looking at you. And you don't seem to notice. Yeah. I think too, that goes back to preference. You know, if you're preferring not, I would walk right past a white man to see the melanin. And he could be gorgeous. But it all rolls back to preference. Uncle Plus said, I have a white auntie and she has been with my uncle for 30 years. She is the sweetest person, and my cousin has been with his white wife for 20 years. Classic, I read that in your voice in my head before. I was like, oh, I ain't even know. So you didn't notice the glares, Classic? Mona said, I also feel like men aren't completely honest about what they are looking for when they are in the vetting phase. Ooh, Lisa. I can dig that, Lisa, because I think that we it's more so of being transparent, Lisa. I think that if more men were transparent in what they were looking for in the beginning, or what their goal was, into saying, hey, how you doing, beautiful? Can I get to know you? If they were true with themselves and transparent with what they have going on, I think it's more so, if what they want. Hold on, I'm gonna start this, Lisa. We're gonna get back to this. I got a call on the hotline. Soft Reign Hotline. Who do I have on the hotline? Hello? Soft Reign Hotline. Who do I have on the hotline?
This is Into Deep.
Oh, hey, Into Deep. How you doing?
Good. I decided to give you a call since, I'll be the first one.
I appreciate you.
No worries. I gotta take that headset off because I'm hearing you and the show.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna preface this and make it super simple.
Okay.
I was born a military brat on a military installation in Japan. So growing up as a kid, I was around all races, especially Japanese. That's what, I like Blasians. I think I told Uncle Plug this. I like to mix black and Asian women. That's my preference if I was going to look at a woman for long term. But growing up in the military world, if anybody knows how that works, travel all over the world. Both my parents were military, so I was growing up. I watched my mom work as well. So my mom's a dark-skinned woman. My dad's kind of like light-skinned. So I come out in the middle. I like to say the Mr. Goodbar chocolate style, But anyway, going around that situation.
I'm sorry.
I noticed growing up as a kid, it was different because I have a certain kind of vernacular. My speech is a little bit different than you would say someone from the culture.
Mhm.
And I got told that a lot. I got made fun of. I got teased a lot because I was around a lot of Asians. So I had, I used to speak Japanese when I was younger. I lost a lot of it now, but it messed up my English. So girls, especially of color, didn't understand. They thought I was weird, and you already know how that works out. So it naturally made me shy. So I would only talk to women that would talk to me. And as your point would say, is like you would go after certain types of skin-colored men. That's the type of women that were coming up to me. So that's the kind of women I was talking to. Now, as I aged and got older and went into the military myself, I started opening up to all races. And then once I had my daughter's mixed. And I'm going to tell you like this. I'm not trying to say anything about anyone. All I can tell you, white tears in front of cops put your ass in jail. And that's the reason why currently I'm not even trying to go on that level, because I've gotten more issues with that situation when I didn't even start anything. So I'm not trying to, like the subject you were talking about earlier, I don't want to push anything. But my preference is not going to jail. So I stick with the brown just for that reason, because of certain individuals that don't like that style of dating, and that you'll find a lot with what they call the police. So I stay away from certain kinds of relationships if I know there's going to have issues in that way, because I spent some time in the local jails because of some white tears, if that makes sense.
Understood. So right now, would you not prefer right now, what's your stance on dating interracially?
Oh, interracial. No, see, I don't look at that anymore. It's
Okay.
finances now. She needs to make more than 80K. She needs to have a DTI under 20%.
Okay.
And she has to have good credit.
I got you. So no matter her race,
all that. My thing, it says financially celibate, right?
Yeah.
2026.
Yeah.
I ain't messing with you ain't messing with no broke nigga. I ain't messing with no broke bitch. Let's call it out. I'm just being real.
I understand. Well, I appreciate you, N2D. Thank you for calling in on the hotline.
You're welcome.
All right.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye. So, Supermax said, classic preference is not to go to court. In the early 90s, I had a mixed red bone girlfriend. Her mom was white, her father black, and her mom was black and culture-wise. And she was cool as a fan. Absolutely. Classic said, Blasians are fire. They are usually modest and kind, too. Shout out to the Blasians. The singer A. Marie is Blasian. She is. Lisa said, I walk past a white man too, Rain. It's just something about black men. They have an aura and a certain je ne sais quoi. I think I said that right, if you will, especially if they are confident. To me, too, Lisa, I got to piggyback off of this. It's the black men, when they walk in a room, if they have that confidence and they project that confidence, it's heavy, and it's like I see the protector, I can see the covering. They project all that, walking into a room is different. Yes, like I said, the white man, there's some gorgeous men out there, beautiful men, handsome white men out there, other races as well. But it just seems like that, especially if they are they project that confidence, and it's just, it's different. It's different. Supermax said, told you unsafe. Miles said, exactly what I meant, the possible jail sentence. Supermax said, police, court, jail. Back, Supermax. So let me ask you this: if the stigma of white women easily putting the black man in jail, or if situations arise in that way, would y'all, classic Super Mac Miles and Too Deep, would y'all men, if that stigma wasn't there, if that wasn't an issue at all, would you still not pursue white women or not be interested in white women in that way? Classic said Rain started talking about black men and can't keep it together. King Picks. Hey, Soft Reign. Hey, Picks. I appreciate you being here. Black Mona said the Blasians I know aren't modest, but they are fine as hell. I think honestly, a lot of mixed races are the product of mixed races are beautiful, gorgeous skin tone, gorgeous eyes, aesthetically, physically attractive. Most mixed races are. Richard said, I don't even get turned on. If I see a thick white woman, I think about the police. Oh man, y'all. I swear, King Pix said that smile is lovely. I appreciate you, King Pix. He said, I think that black men is the ultimate race wise, but ethnicity wise, the American black Indian man is the best. And all races and ethnicities of women have the capabilities of being receptive to the brothers. Now, when you say the American black Indian man, is that culturally? Like say for instance, he's 100% Indian. But do you think cultural wise, is that the cultural wise how they are in the culture, I would say, and not necessarily mixed? King Pick said, have black women ever come at you for like, absolutely. I said it earlier. You came in kind of late, but yeah, I said it earlier. Absolutely. I've had the snares, the snide remarks, the stares, the I can't believe she like our men. I've had all that. And honestly, that's your opinion. That's on you. You're not hurting me because I'm gonna like who I like regardless. So if you feel some type of way about it, that's you. I don't it is what it is. When I see any races mixed together, I don't feel any type of way about it because at the end of the day, we all want bleed the same, and it's more or less who loves you and who's going to take care of you, who's going to be there for you, regardless of race. We all, like I said earlier, we all have preferences, and I think we tend to march more off of preferences than we do worrying about who's going to think a certain type of way because I'm dating this person. I think that religious beliefs also play a role in who you select as a mate as well, because I think it would be tough to align some religious beliefs or have two different religious beliefs in a household, or spiritual beliefs, or any kind of beliefs that you have. McKinnon said, I bet the subtext part is seeing a black man feel confident is far more impactful due to the country's nature to break black people down. A white man having confidence isn't earned in the same way. I give a push. No, I give a pushback on that. I don't think so. For me, my stance on it is not that doesn't give the attractiveness to it. It's purely the melanin, actually. It just, to me, the confidence that's being projected with the darker skin, that's just it's different in that way, but not so as you explained it. I bet the subtext part is seeing a Black man be and feel confident is far more impactful due to the country's nature to break Black people down. A white man having confidence isn't earned in the same way. I see it now. Some women may see it in this way, but I don't. It's purely physical attractiveness that I'm seeing. Classy said, my dude, rigid. Supermax says, so in a fantasy world, sure. He said, yes, the so-called Black man is the Indian. Yeah. Okay. So I was tracking. Miles said, maybe I've had a great convo with white women. I should wait for the verbal offer to take the next step. You know what? I've got some good shows lined up coming up in these next couple of weeks. But maybe we should touch on this next. And we've talked about it before on some of these panels about men pursuing the pursuit of woman and pursuing each other, really. Because if nobody pursues, then we'll be single forever. Somebody has to make the step. So, Miles, let me ask you this. If you see a lady you're interested in, you're going to wait on her to say, hey, how are you? Are you single? Instead of you making the first move? Make sure I haven't missed any comments, y'all, because y'all are flooding them in. And the line is open. If y'all want to call instead of Finger Warrior on here, it's 205. It's scrolling at the bottom of the screen. 205-265-1465. The so-called Black men of America are the reclassified Negroes. You want to expound on that? If I ever gave a white woman some time, she wouldn't be from America. European? Lisa said, when they feel like that, it's probably because they're single and their standards are too goddamn high. Classic says, some Spanish women appear to be white but aren't. I might hear her out, but I doubt it. Richard said that was deep at marketing. Superman said, not like jumping off of a bridge, but close to standing on the bridge, thinking of jumping. Oh, Superman, come on now. And Too Deep said, Lisa, are they Americanized Blasians? Most likely. Superman said, if a white woman smiles, did you call your lawyer? Y'all. Lisa said, absolutely, you know it, in Too Deep. Yeah. So, y'all want to roll through some TikTok videos real quick and see what we can find on interracial dating? Uncle Pug said, I see her. I like her. I'm stepping to her. Never been shy around women. Never know how she is until I know for sure. Supermax said, okay, I'm gonna stop. Yeah, so well, let's segue into that then, since that seems to be the topic coming up, or that seems to be reoccurring. So men, because there's a lot of men in the chat. My ladies do not be coming out for me. Lisa, I thank you for being here. But men, are y'all not, and this coming back to the grocery store, we've talked about this before, are y'all not pursuing women that you may find attractive or may be interested in? How are you waiting on women to pursue you or find you or walk up to you and say, hey, how you doing, handsome? Is that what we got to do now? Yeah, y'all tell me about it. If she made the first move, I would consider. So Miles, you walking past beautiful women every day to be single. Is that what you doing, Miles? Miles, call me. Let's talk about it. 205-265-1465. You walking past beautiful women every day. You might be walking past your wife. So you're in a grocery store and you see a beautiful woman that you may find attractive. that you be like, that does not cross your mind. Classic said no pursuit at all. Y'all don't need a Classic. Come on now. Classic said no pursuit. Classic said come say something. So you want the woman to reach out to you. Hey, handsome. Yeah. So I'm just gonna let me do this. Okay, here's what we've been talking about. Let me share my screen about the white woman. Let me make it like this. Is that going? How that look? Okay, he's saying white women are tricky. Let's see what he talk. Let's see what he's talking about.
White women's kind. Do not mistake white women's kind nature as a sign of attraction towards you. One thing I've learned about white women since I've moved into a more suburban neighborhood is that they have the personality of they're very sweet, they're very kind, and it may sometimes come off as flirtatious. Their personality always is so just giddy, it's always just so happy, it's always just so outgoing and everything. Sometimes it comes off as they might give the energy as they're attracted to you or they're into you, when in reality it's just their nature. Do not mistake this for signs of attraction, because a lot of times when it seems that way, it really isn't. It's just the way they are. If you try to get serious with them and you try to take it to a level of dating or attraction, you'll see them start to pull back, because in reality, they were never into you in the first place. They're just naturally like that. And they'll tell you straight out.
Oh, hold on, y'all. We got a call on the hotline. Soft Reign Hotline. Who do I have on the hotline? Hello?
I can't hear you. Hold on. Hello?
Who do I have on the hotline?
Superman.
Oh, hey, Superman. What you got for
me? Yeah, so the men that you're talking about is a very, very small percentage of men. Men that women are attracted to don't have a problem, so they're not talking to women. They already have women.
So it's the unattractive men that I'm talking about?
It's not even like they're unattractive, but they're not in the space where they already have women. You're talking about guys just going to clubs, stuff like that. Dudes that are having women, they've always had women. Women are always around. They don't gotta go to a bar. That's not a thing.
So what if the man chooses to be single and doesn't have a roster? And is not actively exploring his options and just is living life right now?
Why do women think they are the only ones that can behave like a woman? That manipulative of a bunch of women waiting and men waiting in the DM, or there's always the next person lined up. Attractive men can do that too. There's a bunch of women waiting. I'm happily married, but I bet if I wasn't, as a matter of fact, I'm happily married. The ring is an attractor. It doesn't
So I've heard
from being friendly. It promotes the friendliness. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know that.
All right, then, Superman. I appreciate you calling in.
Great show.
Thank you. All right. So y'all heard Superman. Let's we got a bunch of comments. I'm gonna go through the comments and then we'll get back to the video, because he's talking about white women being super friendly. Interview said, nope, I'm chilling on the females because my focus is on my purpose. See? Yeah. Classic says she gonna have to. I gotta know I'm needed. Okay. Supermax said, again, men who are attractive to women don't need to. I got you, Supermax. I got you. Classic said, y'all don't need us. Remember, hey, Classic, I have never said I don't need a man. Never have said that. Never. Miles said, if I find a lot of women, but with that being said, a lot of women do say, oh, I don't need a man. I got this over here. I beg to differ. I've never said that. I want, need, desire, all that, and often through there, a man, period. Miles said, if I find a woman attractive, I will say hello. I never chase, but I may position myself to see her again. It's a game I play. Okay. So you gonna see if she gonna swing through Winn-Dixie again on a Saturday at 12 o'clock? Is that what it is? Cole said, Classic said, our advances are dangerous and creepy. So women have said that, yes. But with that being said, I think that women should learn how to move on. If they're not interested, be friendly. You know, I think a lot of men should not mistake friendliness for acceptance, or for acceptance. Like, if you walk up to me and say, hey, beautiful, you looking gorgeous today, are you single? I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm single, but I'm not interested at this time. Men have to learn that, to accept that rejection. You know, that's it. If just move on. A lot of some men, and I'm not taking up for the women, because some women can have nasty attitudes and not speak back and roll like, what you speaking to me for, and rolling eyes and whatnot. It could be a great exchange between two people. You never know what somebody might be going through, and a hey, how you doing, beautiful, could light up her day. Hey, how you doing, handsome, could light up their day. I remember one time, just recently, I had a FedEx package being dropped off, and the FedEx driver, he just looked like he was going through it. I said, hey, put a smile on your face. Have a better day. You know, I didn't say it in that way. I was more, warm. And I said, hey, put that smile on that face. You almost done with, because it was the end of the day. You got this. Keep rolling. You never know how you might change somebody's day. You know, he probably got back in the truck and smiled and move on. I wasn't trying to pursue him or anything like that. It was just giving an encouraging word. You know, you never know. Stay handsome and keep rolling, So I think on both ends, women need to be more open to being not necessarily friendly, like overly friendly, but just like, hey, how you doing? And just keep it moving if you're not interested. And we have to, because a woman might roll up on, you smelling good today. Hey, how you doing? And he might not be receptive to that. You know what I'm saying? So Ramon said, what's up, Soft Reign? Have you reviewed the ABA and his ex-girlfriend drama? It just dropped and ABA is live. I think I seen that. That might be something I cover, because that was wild. I don't know. I'm gonna see. I'll check into that for real. I had to roll back the live because, hey, I'm live right now too. So, but I appreciate you coming in, Ramon. I appreciate you coming in. Classic said, yep. The ring is a magnet, they say. I think, in my opinion, the ring is a magnet, not for me, but for some women, because they want to, they see that, oh, he's taken. He's got to be husband material. He's got to be, somebody. I want that spot. I think a lot of women are envious of women who already have secured the husband. Richard said, you was walking by. I was like, dang, I got to talk to her. Now I'm here. If she doesn't, that's funny. That's a no. Laugh at the corniness. Yeah. That's a good pickup line. If she doesn't, laugh it off and keep rolling. Hey, you was walking by. I was like, dang, I gotta talk to you. Now I'm here talking to you, you know. And if she's not receptive of it, just move on. You know, when men get rejected by women, we become a bunch of fat bees and ugly 304s and all that. Just because, hey, at that time, I don't find you attractive, or I'm just not interested, or or either I have somebody. So why does all that have to come back to that, you know? And we've gotten off on the interracial part, but it's all good. N2D said the demographic is quite small. Roughly top 10 to 15% of female earners make, I don't know what that is, the copy and paste, 80K with a low DTI and high score, representing a high performing financial subset. Classy said, but women aren't evil at all. We need discipline, fellas. Right. By the cold cereal. Women need to stop entertaining men that they know they don't like. So the men that we do like most likely are taken. But no, the men that if we know we don't like a man, the rejection, that man needs to understand too, that sometimes you're gonna get rejected. A woman can get rejected. Miles said, if she grabs Cinnamon Toast Crunch, we get married. He said, but these days, more and more men aren't even approaching women. They're not because of fear of rejection, I believe, and they don't know how to process the rejection, and they don't know how to be like, okay, I understand that you're beautiful. Have a good day, and walk away. You know, but no, we become a bunch of 304s, old ugly 304s, and fat bees, and nobody wanted you anyways, and I don't even know why I approached you. Some men aren't receptive to rejection. They don't know how to take it and let it roll off their shoulder. Because where I might be rejecting you, the next woman might want you. McKinnon said, some men's advances are creepy, but I think it's the internet that has made us see everything as a threat, whereas many women take perhaps some men's inexperienced advances as more harmful than what he meant. I get you. I understand. So, and I think too, sharing our experiences online as well has given the perception that all advances are horrible, and not all men are like that. Classy said, y'all don't have to worry about it. We are done trying. I guess we're gonna all be single because traditionally, I would think that men pursue women. Traditionally, it's, I would say with me, I would prefer a man to pursue me. I might let you know I'm interested. Might. It'll be subtle ways. But it's up to you to take the bite. And I might reel you in. Might. I prefer to be pursued. If you want me, show me. Tell me. Otherwise, I'm not gonna think, if I'm making myself available to you, otherwise I'm not gonna think that you really want to move forward with the talking stage, a relationship, and so on and so forth. Ramon said, no, you reject me, I respect it because I'm goofy. I'm a goofy MF. And who don't love to laugh? Clearly your life ain't that bad, in a bad spot. Right. Well, Ramon, some men aren't good with rejection. Men have learned that Hey Beautiful can lead to a court case. Come on now, Supermac. In Too Deep said, classic, they chose the bear, remember? They definitely chose the bear. Mom said, we've been rejected since grade school, not an obstacle. And Too Deep said, I'm in sales. I get rejected daily. Men don't have a problem with getting rejected. They have a problem of being called a creep or a weirdo and then post you on the internet. I can see that in Too Deep. But no, even if I respectfully decline, I have respectively declined a pursuit. Hey, beautiful, you single? Yeah, I'm single. You think I can have your number? No, I'm good on that right now. I'm good where I'm at. I'm not right at the moment. I'm not interested in dating or doing anything. Well, I didn't want you anyway. I've gotten it before. So if you didn't want me anyway, then why did you try to pursue? So I think it's just, I don't know. Lisa said, I don't even think of it as fear of rejection. I don't even think it's fear of rejection. I think men are just genuinely turned off, especially if they are looking for a forever situation. Yeah. So said, I'm late. What did I miss? Drake voice. So we've talked about interracial dating and I talked about some of the stigmas behind that, as far as some Black women not being receptive to Black men dating white women. And we've talked about mixed races, and we've talked about Blasians, and right now we've gotten off into pursuing and rejection from some pursuits on either side and all that good stuff. So we've been rocking and rolling. I've had 2 phone calls. And thank you for coming in. Thank you for being here. Ricardo said that's not it. And so this is your lane too. So I need you to chime in. Ricardo said that's not it. It's the trying to embarrass men for clout. Ricardo. I think that's with the younger generation, I'm gonna say the below 30s, early to under 30. I think older women tend to not be out here for clout, period. Either if we're single, we're trying to find our forever. But we're not into embarrassing men online. If there are some women out there who are older, mid 40s, late 30s, mid 40s, who are doing that, they're not it. They're just some women who are evil out there that does that. I'm not the type of woman to air your laundry online, period. I don't see what women get. I read a threads this woman posted, and I'm like, why? Hey, Toya, I see you calling my man's phone. He's with me tonight. You need to stop calling his. You got her number, call her up and tell her. This goes back to what No Middleman panel, what Uncle Plug's been talking about, and Classic, and all of us on the No Middleman on the RC's been talking about this social media stuff, the modern flex, the posting for clout, all of that. This generation is cooked. The internet has changed. Social media has changed societal expectations. It's tough. It was so much easier when I had my pager on my hip and my Nokia phone, y'all. For real, call me after 9 p.m. Don't call my phone before then. You better text me and text me one time only, because these texts are limited too. I'll talk to you after 9. It was so much easier back then. Supermax said, that's correct, Rain. They may not even want the man, but don't want the wife to have him either. Classic said Mona on point. Classic said pursuing is over. Thank the sisterhood. I'm telling you, Classic. It has to be reciprocated at Soft Reign. What does? I don't know what your comment came in about 5 minutes ago. Catch me up on it. He said it's time for women to get rejected for a change, which is why the passport movement started. The percentage of men that women are looking for is very small. Most are taken or about to marry. Better keep him if you got him, ladies. Absolutely. There a lot of men, y'all have been coming up and I got to get caught up on these comments. Y'all are keeping my chat flooding. Thank y'all for being here with me and talking about this. I know we've gotten off on interracial dating to the pursuit, but that's fine. We can keep rolling. Superman said the percentage of men that women are looking for is very small. Most are taken or about to marry. Better keep him if you got him, ladies. Absolutely. I agree. There are more taken than single, and we know the ratio of women to men are very small. So men to women are very small. I'm sorry, I said it backwards. Rich said, dang, how many guys talk to a lady with intentions on marriage in the future? Not many. Some guys, I believe that some men are just out there to see what they can get, see how far it can go. I think the internet too, social media too, has changed what we desire from somebody as well. So said, I'll save it for the new show, Laugh Out Loud. Okay, so, okay. Are we running that? Are we running Interracial tomorrow? So said, no, ain't nothing but a dodge bullet. And Too Deep said, I'm going to stick with my 304s that need a bill paid and willing to do something strange for some change. You going to leave the $40 on the nightstand? And Too Deep. He said, I don't mean no harm. When I used to bounce clubs in 2010 to 2015, white women used to come at us brothers like we were celebrities for real. And black women would be all screw-faced, but never was receptive to us. Hey, I think that some white women who have, I'm going to take this down because we done got off from that anyways. We're pursuing this conversation. I think there's some white women who have never been with black men and who are newly introduced to the culture find it exotic. Black men, I'm about to get grown, so if y'all got any babies around, send them to bed. Black men tend to or have the black men are, I forget the word I'm looking for. Black men are, I don't want to use stigma. Hold on, wait a minute. Or what's the word I'm looking for, y'all? They are, in a white woman's eyes who have never had them, exotic. They are well known as great, as being performative in the bedroom. I'll say it like that. And they probably seen that as an opportunity, just replying to your comment as maybe getting some fantasies fulfilled. I do think there's some white women who have never been introduced to the culture and has only seen it, has never been involved in it, look at it as a fantasy, because black men are known or have been known to, what I just said. I ain't gonna get off on into that. But yeah, that's how I feel about that. Miles said interracial dating is complicated for some, but but women could be more clear with the signals. Dating rules have changed. Men only take the high percentage shots. I think women, Miles, I'm gonna push back on this. I think women will be more clear with their signals if men be more clear with their intentions and transparent with their clear and transparent with their intentions. If you are looking for a wife, state your intent. If you are looking for just friendship, companionship, just somebody to be there, state your intentions. If you are just looking for wham bam, thank you, ma'am, every once in a blue moon when I call you, state your intentions so that everybody knows their place. Everybody knows where they fall in line in your life. Be transparent and state your intentions. Lines do, I will say this, lines do get crossed. Even if you were to come in and state your intentions, like, hey, listen, I'm not looking for nothing serious. I'm just trying to go out, do a few out of town trips, maybe a weekend getaway here and there, go to the movies, go out to eat, just date, and get it down in the bedroom sometimes. I don't want no committed relationship. I do think that sometimes the more time that has spent in that area, feelings do tend to get involved, and women tend to cross the line on that part, even though the man might be, hey, he's stopping at that line. I think that women tend to cross the line and think that they could have more when that man really didn't intend for more. I do think that men should stop. If they have no intentions, no desire whatsoever to wife somebody up, don't build a relationship with her, period. I've seen it firsthand where a man had a wonderful woman, and chose to explore his options. Exploring his options, if you're going to do that, you do that. While you're exploring these options, do not build relationships with these women. Do not offer these women that you're exploring your options with all these promises. Oh yeah, we're gonna build this house together. We're gonna have a baby, and we're gonna do this. We're gonna live in this state, in that state, or this is how things are gonna be. When you know you have no intention of doing that whatsoever. If you're a man, and say, for instance, you are in a committed relationship, even if you're not, even if you choose to be out there in the streets, and you know for sure in your heart that you don't want to wife nobody up, that you don't want to be in a committed relationship, state your intentions. And don't build anything with these women you are spending your time with or spending your time on. I think that's where a lot of men mess up and get in these situations that they can't get out of, is because they're offering these false hopes and promises to these women that they're never gonna live up to. Leave them alone. And if the women start to develop feelings or anything, you got to cut it off. You got to cut it off. All women want the top 10%, and they never want average guys that they actually qualify for. Give me average. Give me average that loves me, that is a great provisioner, protector. I'll take it. What you mean by average? The trade worker that's making, less than 100,000 a year. What's average? Tell me what average is. Soul said yes. All right, so I'm ready. Tomorrow night, y'all make sure y'all lock in tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's gonna be epic. Me and Souls have a new show that we're bringing to y'all, so make sure y'all lock in. Make sure y'all go over to his page and hit subscribe if you haven't done so you get and turn on those notifications. I don't know what time we going on live tomorrow night, Souls. Richard said, I like this era. I don't have a problem like sales. You can size people up and you kind of know where to go and try probing with high. You'll know. Okay. Ricardo said, we get to the bottom. Richard taking notes. Are you taking notes, Richard? Classic said, brothers view white women as exotic. I need education in this since when? No, I said white women view black men. White women who have never dipped in the culture, lived in the culture, been around the culture, might view some black men as exotic. And Too Deep says, soft, these newly divorced white women that want to get even are diabolical behaviors in the bedroom. Soul says, black men that I know of end up with white women because it's easier to thrive when not both individuals. Let me start over again and slow down. And that's what I got to do too, y'all. I'm working on it. Black men that I know end up with white women because it's easier to thrive when not both individuals don't live with a victim mentality. Supermax said, RSC outside for you. Soul said, it's easier to achieve your goals in positivity than in victimhood. Got you, souls. Black men get pipe policed every day. Laugh out loud. Wait, no. Soul said, finding a good black woman that is only looking to build is difficult. Most are wanting to compete and compare. Okay, souls. Supermax said, in too deep with Corey Holcomb. Soul said, but good black women do exist. Classic says, so black men and women on average operate out of victim mindsets. That's interesting in 2026. And Too Deep said, I love the current landscape of the dating market. Women are perfect and 304s don't you ever change. Miles said, a female company is what I'm looking for. Women want to see future on a date. That's the problem. Yes, I believe so. There are a lot of women out here who are not just looking for fun. We do. I think Classic may have covered this a time or two. And I think we may have covered it on No Middleman as well. And I think that the end result of that was a lot of women nowadays are not looking to be married. There are, I don't know the stats on it. I'm not for certain. You have to find like-minded individuals, that a like-minded woman that only wants companionship, that only wants to have fun, that only wants to hang out, that doesn't want necessarily commitment or marriage at this time. So it's tough out here in the dating pool, finding somebody who aligns with you in that area, because a lot of women, once they get involved with a man, even if it's just for company, even if it's just for companionship and it's not supposed to go over that line, we're emotional creatures. We let feelings and emotions get involved. And that's where the man too has to make sure that he puts up that firm boundary, said, look, we're not doing this, and honestly, we have to be grown about it too. If those feelings start to cross, hey, I got to cut this off. I got to keep my feelings in check. Let me know where I stand, type deal. Fetishize is the word. There it is, Superman. You got it. Fetishize. Every race of man ought to be able to have their own women, but in Western society, it's been a struggle right after feminism came. Richard said that plays a part. Feel like I'm being used, not with a girlfriend explaining why she cheated, but using me like a slave. That plays a part. Feel like I'm being used, not with a girlfriend explaining why she cheated. I got you. Racehead Said souls, I have a different experience, but I have been in many countries. Soul said it's been what I've heard classic from a lot of military peers, just a different perspective. Ray said, where are all my snow bunnies at? Classic said, I hear you. Ricardo says, show me a good woman, I'll show you a man who's sick of her. So said Racehead, I've traveled the world too. I'm just giving a different perspective I've heard. Ultimately, it's a personal decision, like Classic said. Y'all nosy, you wouldn't know if she's black or white. Racehead said, we call that gaslighting. Miles said, women are clearly looking for a retirement plan. Can we have some appetizers first? So said, don't miss the positive that there are good black women. Have a lot in my family. Absolutely. They're good black women, good black men, white, black. All races have good in them. And they all have evil in them too. All of them. We see it every day. Every day. Supermax said, if he doesn't ask for your hand in marriage, he probably won't. So sorry. He said, average, regular, everyday salt on earth guys. Okay. Can you break that down a little bit further? I mean, you broke it all the way down. Can you expound? Can you expound on it a little bit higher? Play video teaser before. Oh, absolutely. As a matter of fact, I need to, I didn't do it earlier. So y'all hang on. Y'all are flooding my comments. I like this though. Hold on. There you go. Okay. I'm going to get it pulled up. So, yeah, because it's going to be a good show. It's going to be a good show. Let me finish. Y'all flooding my... I love this, y'all. I wish y'all would have called in, but we good. Classic said, the brothers I know that seriously lock in with white American women aren't the most proud of their blackness in my experience. They be cool, just not bliggity black. No shame in it. Is that exotic or fetishizing? I think a little bit of both. Do we need to do a code language? Classic said, most of these white girls want to jump on BBC right quick and still go get married to Chet. That's what I'm saying. So it might be a fetish. It could be a fetish. Racehead said, I have, or it would be a fetish in that sense. Racehead said, I have an entire family of great black women and have cousins with interracial marriages. Bridget said, William Lynch made a promise. The show is still going on in 2026. Soul said, Racehead, I do too. Some people here have family members married to white or even women who are not black. It's just easier to judge the word white, but we skip over other races they choose. Great combo. And honestly, speaking of interracial couples, the vice president, J.D. Vance, white man who chose, I don't know what her nationality is though. Well, I'll look it up. Can you look that up for me right quick? The vice president's wife's nationality, and they have mixed babies. Classic said, in my opinion, for an American black man and American white woman to work out long term, somebody is either less black or less white than their skin. Somebody is adjacent to somebody. Classic said, I ain't seen no hood inner city dudes with a suburban G golly white girl long term. Somebody is crossing over. Here we go, y'all. My internet is acting foolish. If I go out, I'll be right back. AT&T been on one at the same time every night for some reason. I don't know why. I might have to change providers. And Sudeep said, friend zone is the best zone because she's going to bring you around her other friends that's going to want to smash and Y'all, I am so sorry. I swear, I gotta make a phone call. So I appreciate y'all still being here and rocking with me though. I had to reset my router and everything. I should have I was trying to go live on my phone, but it wasn't. We're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna read the rest of these comments and finish out this conversation and go ahead and log off for the night. I'm gonna give AT&T a phone call. This is crazy, but I really appreciate y'all rocking with me and staying here. Y'all make me feel loved. I appreciate it. Let me see. So this is where we left off. Classic said, "I ain't seen no hood inner city dudes with a suburban G golly white girl long term. Somebody is crossing over to behave like somebody adjacent. We call them adjacent, correct? Is that right? Into Deep said, friend zone is the best zone because she's gonna bring you around her other friends that's gonna want to smash and or do starting sneaky. So her homegirl doesn't know, you know what I mean. I believe so. So said, don't stop show you wasn't intentional about playing it. I am intentional about playing it. I got you, souls. I got you. Classic said, no, you missed it. We spoke on Blasian and Hispanics earlier, souls. And they did. Miles said, we ain't seen Vance in months. You're right. Race has said, from my experience, one race will have to somewhat submit to the other culture in long-term relationships. And if the parents are racist, somebody getting disowned. Got you. And I would hope that the parents wouldn't be racist, but and actually I think in interracial relationships that work well, that blend together well, each other culture is submitting to the other. They both find aspects in both, on both sides. Like if say for instance the woman is white, then she listens to the R&B music. She goes to the cookout. She's a good cook in the kitchen, and and if the male is black, then he's doing the country line dances. If that's what it is, if that's that type of culture at that time. So said, classic is the great combo. Rain not going to push back. We will have to create the space one day. I think all perspectives can be true, but always outliers. Yeah. He said for sure. In Too Deep said she is Indian from India. Okay. So there you have it. White man, married, an Indian national woman, and had biracial children. And Too Deep says she glitching. And yes, I was glitching. My internet was acting foolish, but I appreciate y'all staying around. Racehead said my cousin's wife is white and her family disowned her. Her father passed and then her mother let her come home. That part. My cousin's wife is white and her family, yep, her father and then her mother let her come home. Yeah. He said non-celebrity men, guys who aren't rich, working blue-collar men. I'll take them. Absolutely. So said we all here. Race said reboot. Thank y'all. Miles said 100. Intermission break. We will be right back. And we came right back. I came right back. We broke the internet and did. I appreciate y'all sticking around though, for real. She mentioned the VP and it was a wrap. All right. Somebody was listening. Somebody was listening. Perfect time to hit the thumbs up. Thank y'all. Racehead with the elevator music. Thank you, souls, for letting them know I was coming. I appreciate y'all. Racehead said YouTube is so racist, messing the queen of pearls like this. Yes. Supermac said need a classic for the break. I know. And Too Deep was laughing. She's only gonna do this once. And Too Deep said Usha Vance. I'm not gonna try to pronounce her name, is the wife of the U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance and the current Second Lady of the United States. Yes. She was a former high-profile litigator. She married J.D. Vance in 2014 after they met at Yale Law School. Miles said, is Vance still the VP? All I've seen is Heggie. And Too Deep said, I got him Boss B from Yale. Miles looking classic, laughing. Ray said, health tip, sage is good for cleansing the home, burn it in the air, and walk through the house. Thank you. Thank you, Ray said. Supermax said, hope in one hand and wrap your other hand in toilet paper. Ray said. Miles said, I get icky vibes from WW where I live, Cincy, white women, where I live in Cincinnati. Could be geographical. Do you think that more Southern, see, that's a tough subject though. Do you think that more Southern white women are open to interracial dating? Ray said it comes down to the family and how they roll. Absolutely. Miles said, Ray said that Miles, it's Ohio, bruh. The hills have eyes. He said, Soft Reign, you remind me of Lonette McKee. I got to look that up. Lonette McKee. I'll look that up. Miles said, probably at Racehead. Yale, enough said. Into Deep said, if you go to Washington State, where I lived, interracial is so common that Black women don't even trip when you're with an ambiguously beautiful white woman. Cincy full of Kentucky white women. Miles said, hard to say, real close to the Mason-Dixon. Absolutely, y'all. Absolutely. So before I let y'all go, Souls and I have a show coming up tomorrow night. Souls, what time are we going on? Did we ever decide what time we going on tomorrow night? Where's my... Where is it at? Hold on, y'all. I'm coming. Is it gonna let me? I think I'm gonna have to screen share so because it's not gonna let me. Because I saved it from my phone, it's not gonna let me add it to StreamYard. Screen share. Let me stop. Okay. Oop. And let me stream share. Share this stream. Window. There it is. Share. Let me move it back. And let me play it. Let me take this off. Let me add it to the stage. I'm gonna go completely down because we're gonna run this on the big screen. Let me add it. Oops. Let's see. No, I want to be gone all together. It ain't gonna let me do it. Okay, so here we go. Okay, that'll be fine. That'll be fine. So here we go. So y'all can catch us tomorrow night. Oh, no volume? Oh, man, wait. That's not fair. It's not letting me load it into StreamYard, so y'all hold on. Y'all sticking with me, so hold on. Y'all ain't doing nothing. Let me see. I wonder if the other one you sent me. Let's see. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Save. Let's see. Hold on, y'all. That ain't right. It's acting. There you go. Let me see if this one will play. Hold on. Because it's not letting me load it in the StreamYard. Let me see, y'all. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Y'all go over to our Discord. Y'all can see it on Discord. It's up on this Discord. Let me see if I can add it now. Download. It's not even like showing up in my download either. Let me see if I can open it. Let me see. Let me share my screen. Oh no, here we go. I might be able to do it from here. Let's see. Open. Add the stage. Yeah, so there's that one. And then were y'all able to hear it that time? Did y'all hear it that time? Let's see. Oh. Let's see. Video file. Let me see if I can do this one. Open.
Two chairs, one room, but a lifetime between. Same dirt on our shoes, different paths we seen. Louisiana nights, Alabama breeze. Stories in our blood, carried through the trees.
All right. So y'all check us out tomorrow night. So all you gotta do is tell me a time. What time we going on? Let me know. We'll put it in the Discord. Into Deep has shared our Discord, and all of y'all that's been in here, y'all have our Discord too. Y'all should have had our Discord by now. So make sure y'all tap into the Discord. Make sure y'all check us out on our social medias. I know you can get with me on Conversations with Soft Reign on Instagram and TikTok. I think it's Conversations Soft Reign. And my email is conversationswithsoftreign@gmail.com. Y'all can get with me there. If there's something you want to talk about anonymously or a situation, write into me and I won't tell who it is, and we'll hash it out on here live with everybody's opinion. Bridget, I try. So, oh yeah, y'all were hashing out a time slot. The suspense, yes. Wait, time. And it is, but I think it's gonna always be a factor. It's gonna always, because that it is what it is. It's gonna always be a factor. Classic told us to lock in, so there's no value. Okay. It came through tough last night, Racehead. We had tornado warnings and we had tornadoes, actually, tornado watches. Last night, I don't know if you caught No Middleman last night, but there was a couple of claps of thunder that came through while I was on, and it was lightning bad. I was hoping, thankfully, my internet didn't go out last night. And it's not even raining tonight, but it went out. But yes, there were heavy storms last night. We got tons of rain, which was needed anyways. There was no damage though in our area, no heavy damage. A couple of trees here and there. But the south where I'm at, we are in a heavy drought. It had been so dry here, so we absolutely needed all that rain. Yeah, good deal, Samazon. Yep, clear, good deal. Yeah, there's our Discord. So if y'all are not a part of the Discord, make sure y'all click that link because that's where y'all can talk to us every day, all day. Drop your thoughts, have conversations. Let us know what you want to talk about. We're here for y'all. Yep. And Souls of Thought, that's his YouTube. You can catch me on there Monday, Tuesday, and every other Wednesday, along with Uncle Plug TV. We make up No Middleman, and actually, let me show y'all this right. I did put this on here. Let me see. Let me remove. So let me add myself back. So that's us. Me, Souls, and Plug. We have a good time on Monday, Tuesdays. We have some good conversations. I love it. I love doing it. Tez, welcome down, Tez. Sophisticated Crash Shop is in the building. You doing a late night show tonight, Tez? There's Souls, YouTube, and Miles said we are reminded daily of our color. That's America. Absolutely. This is America. And there's my email that I stated earlier. If you want to share subjects, conversations with softreign@gmail.com. Spell it all the way out and email me. I don't check it often, y'all, but I do check it because my TikTok is linked to it. Race has said, I remember that. There's the email again, Tez. And I do make up 1/5 of the Raw Society Coalition. We formed together like Voltron. And that's, you saw everybody in the chat tonight, Tez, Uncle Plug TV, Classic Codes, and Souls of Thought, along with myself. We all each have our own channels. And we all contribute to the YouTube world when it comes to content creation. I'm proud of myself, y'all. I'm proud of myself. I wish I would have done it a lot sooner, but I tend to stand in my own way sometimes. Race has said, Miles, precisely the point, big brother. There's Classics. He goes live 10 days a week, as I always say. And Uncle Plug, we are trying to get him over that 4,000 hour mark watch time. So y'all go over there and rewatch. He has like a 10-part series, story time. And go rewatch some of our No Middleman stuff on his side too to get him over that 4,000 hour mark. We're trying to get him monetized. And if y'all have any family, any ladies that are interested in chit chat with me, share my page to them and tell them to subscribe as well and turn on the notifications. Miles said, y'all clean up good. Thank you, Miles. Thank you, Miles. And then, Classic Code, Classic Codes, Classic. I gotta slow down when I talk. Classic has 4 pages, 4 channels, 4 channels. Classic Code Sports, Classic Code Rewind, Classic Codes Clips, and Classic Codes. So y'all make sure y'all tap in on all his channels. And RSC, we have our own channel together. And we're trying to get the 500 subs on there, so go tap in over there as well. And yeah, Godspeed, Rain. Thank you, Racehead. Make sure you tap in. Continue to tap in. Conversations are great. And I'll put this up one more time so y'all know where to find me throughout the week. Let me put me down here like this. Yes, there we go. So on Mondays and Tuesdays, y'all can find me on the No Middleman panel. I do have my segment on there called On the Radar with Rain, with Uncle Plug and Souls. And every other Wednesday right now, we are doing Rewind Wednesday, No Middleman Rewind Wednesday, where we look at our past episodes because we are coming up on our 1-year anniversary, y'all. And July 1st, mark your calendars, 1 year. We've been rocking on No Middleman. This time, I think we did episode number 2. So I think we're going in order. So this Wednesday coming up, you can see Souls, Plug, and Scotty, they do an awesome show, 40 for 40, where they give, I like my segment I like watching is the financial information. Scotty gives some great information when it comes to financial literacy. So, and all of them do, souls do too, but Scotty has does the topic on it, the as financial literacy aspect of it. So on Thursdays, like tonight, you can tap in here with me on the hotline, Soft Reign Hotline, where you can call in and talk to me. Of course, I want to hear from you. And then on Sundays, you can catch my weekly rain report, where I break down top headlines that happen throughout the week, and some feel good stuff as well, some good stuff to reset your soul for the week. So make sure y'all please subscribe, like this, share. If you're catching it on the rewatch, make sure you comment. I talk back, and follow me on all the social medias. It's Conversation with Soft Reign on TikTok and Instagram. I don't have my notifications on, so if I don't get right back with you, I will eventually. Yeah, so this has been a good one. So tonight we covered some interracial dating. We also covered some pursuits and pursuing. And at the end of the day, everybody has their own preferences, right? So I prefer melanated men. That's all it's about, Of course, it wasn't accepted back in the day as much as it is now, but it's making its ways. And I will say this: date who you prefer. Don't let it be a factor. If you prefer dating interracially, so be it. You can't let other people's you can't let them analyze your relationship. They're gonna react if they see something that's different. I think social media has changed this conversation a lot. Interracial couples are much more visual online now than they have ever been. And of course, people are going to comment and react. That's where their commentary comes in. People often project their opinions on the strangers and people that they don't even know. I've gotten, like I said earlier, I've gotten the snide remarks, the funny looks, the eye rolls while I'm walking next to a man of color. So they don't even know, I think that, and I've said this from day one on No Middleman, social media has changed societal expectations and societal opinions, and people being able to project their opinions and whatnot easily. I think some of these conversations may not be as intense in everyday life, And I will say that I think that now, so I got a note right here. According to the statistical information that I looked up, that I spoke about earlier, approval of interracial marriage upon younger generations is extremely high, close to universal in some of the age groups. So that tells me that the conversation around race and relationships is going to continue to evolve over time as well. So these conversations, they do matter. So if y'all are catching it on the rewatch, let me know. Do y'all think younger generations approach dating differently than older generations when it comes to interracial and race relations? Of course, tonight wasn't about proving right or wrong. We were just trying to hash out to see what interracial dating looks like. Ray said, although I was told early on, play in the snow if you dare, but don't have children with them. I get it. I have a biracial child, and he is beautiful, gorgeous. Like I said earlier, a lot of biracial children, or biracial period, they are beautiful. Whether it's Blasians, whether it's black and white, whether it's Asian and white, when you intertwine, a lot of people are not, now don't get me wrong, there's a lot of people out there who don't believe in mixing races. but the product of the mixed race is beautiful, gorgeous. Some of the most gorgeous skin tones and eye colors. At the end of the day, we're all human. He said, yes, because their upbringing and life experiences are nothing like the generations that came before them. Thank you for answering that. Yeah, it's constantly evolving, ever changing. So yeah, race head. I got one too, and she is hardful. She is a handful. Yeah, yeah. They're gorgeous. Biracial children and biracial people are gorgeous. We're all gorgeous in our own ways. Souls begs to differ on that. But of course, I appreciate all of y'all checking in with me tonight. I've been on here for 2 hours, y'all. Of course, we had a few minutes of downtime because of my Wi-Fi, but I'm glad y'all stuck around. I feel the love. Hey, I understand. Because I'm ready. You know what, Entity? I'm ready for that little girl to come to my door. Your son broke my heart. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. Racehead said, is your family cool like that? Okay. While I'm still here, let's get into it. No, my family is not cool like that. My family, I'm not close. I would say this. I grew up as a military baby. I grew up away from where my mother was born and raised. Now, where my mother was born and raised was in a coal miner town in West Virginia, which they tend to be very, I would say, racist and indifferent when it comes to the Black culture and Black period. Now, I will say this. Earlier in my line of family, there is some mixture going on. About 3 generations back, my great grandfather was considered a war baby. If y'all don't know what that means, is he was supposed. Now this is all alleged and supposedly. I don't have the facts. I've never done any research into it, but so I've been told that he was of mixed race, and it was passed along. A lot of my family members who do appear white, who are white, have larger features as far as the lips and the nose and the coarse curly hair, afro type hair, broad shoulders, wide hips, type deal in the women. So there is some mixture early on in the generations in my family tree I would say on my mother's side. Now on my dad's side, it's a different story. I haven't ran into any mixtures or any, I haven't went that far back on my dad's side, but I have looked at old pictures from like the 1800s, and I had a great aunt who restored pictures and kept information as far as what was going on in my family, in the family tree and whatnot. And from what I've seen, and this is just my personal opinion, we did have, some of us did have the coarse curly hair, the larger facial features, the Indian high cheekbones and larger lips, and those features, those physical features of the wide hips, the broad shoulders, even on the women, tall, like Amazonian type women. So, and I did, and I can bring this up in another show as well. I did do a ancestry DNA thing, and I got my report, and I do have some Congo, and Bantu. Very small percentage. It's like 5%, but it's there. So I'm not 100% white, not European. I had some Scandinavian and some. I'll have to bring it up one. I'll bring it up one day. Well, that'll be a whole different conversation as well. So there's something down the line. There's something down the line, but I will say that my mother did experience some race, this racial discrimination within her family. I saw it firsthand. So it's been there. Nowadays, those people who were that she did get that from, their long passed away. God bless the dead, but it was there. I seen it firsthand. So I think that some of the generations are starting to evolve, and we get racism is learned. Is learned because many times my son asked, he said, "Mom," he said, "I'm brown. I'm not black." He said, "I'm brown." And I had to explain to him, hey, this is why your skin tone is the way it is. Gorgeous, might I add, gorgeous skin tone. So there, if there is a pure race on this earth, I think it's very rare. I think it's more mixing now than ever. And at the end of the day, we are all humans. Regardless of our culture, our race, any of that, we're all humans. So I'm gonna get to these last few comments, and I'm gonna get up out of here, y'all. I need to go to bed. And Deep says she knows better to bring a knucklehead around me. I know that's right. Miles said, "Great one." Thank you, Miles, for tapping in. I appreciate you being here. Richard said, "Probably time is different. I know every biracial said they grew up with no race identity. Hate by both sides." It's different for everybody. They will experience that from both sides, because there's really they would have to evolve into who they want to be culturally, who they decide to be culturally. My son, he taps in on everything from rap, the culture on that side, to country, to soul, to rock and roll. When it comes to music, Michael Jackson to Travis Tritt. So he's all over the place. But it's, I think that something they have to do, and I don't know why my camera's not focused, but there it goes. Something they have to do and their parents need to do is encourage them to be who they are, be you, and be okay with being you. And I'm gonna tell you this, a lot of times growing up and even in adult life, I always got, why is she talking like that? Why is she acting black? I always got that. And it's, for me, it's never been an act. I've talked the same way. People who have been tapping into this content, I've talked the same way, acted the same way, been the same way since day one. This is not an act. This is who I am. So as parents, we need to encourage our children to be who they are, be who they desire to be. I don't think enough parents do that. I think a lot of parents really push themselves onto their children, or who they desire to be onto their children. And that's how racism starts too. Children are sponges. They learn from their parents. So, and I will say this, I'm thankful that when my mother chose to end the marriage with my father, we were in Germany, and she did come back to the States with her new husband. He was black. He was her first black man. And I'm telling my mama business, but it is neither here nor there. That was years ago. So we ended up at this new Army base here in the South, Benning, Fort Benning. And I'm so thankful that I grew up here in the South. I'm thankful that I grew up in this culture, in the culture that I grew up in, because I don't know if the April I am now would be the same April if I grew up in her hometown. I don't know who I would be, who would I have evolved to be if I stayed in that same environment. We choose to be a product of our environment, or not, I didn't say that right. That didn't come out right. But who we evolve to be is what we're around. And if we don't see ourselves evolving from that and moving forward, we need to switch gears somehow, you know. So it's when somebody tells you, who is close to you, who tells you they don't know if they could accept your child as being biracial into their life. I'm not gonna go into details. Before they even had children, they knew that I would be having a biracial child just because of how I grew up and how I was raised in the culture. But after they had children themselves, they came back and apologized. They said, hey, I'm so sorry I had that view, telling you that I didn't know if I could accept your biracial child. Having children of my own really opened up my eyes to the world. They said, children are a blessing, and any human being is. So having children changed their viewing on interracial, biracial children, or biracial people, period, and Black people, period, because that came from a white person. I'm not gonna go into details, but they actually stood there and apologized to me after I ended up having my child too, as well, and they had children. So having children opened up a whole new life for them as well. They saw different. Soft Reign, have there been any sisters that broke bread with you and embraced you at all? What you mean? Have there been any sisters that broke bread with you and embraced you? Yes, I have more Black female friends than white female friends, if that's what you mean. Now, I've been around some Black females that absolutely did not like that I dated Black men, but that's their opinion and their perception. I'm not going to apologize for it, because that's my preference. I'm not going to apologize for who I like. Ray said, point taken. He said, my grandmother on my mom's side was 8% away from being white. See? Mm-hmm. Ray said, Ursula Rucker, check her out. Old school, world-class poet and recording artist. We'll do. I'm going to come back and look at y'all comments too, and take some notes down. Excuse me, y'all. Into Deep said, my great mother was SA and had my grandmother, so I understand a war baby situation. Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. The genealogy process is more thorough than DNA testing thing. Yes, it is. It is. Ma said Native American on mom's side, Afro Aboriginal on dad's side. We're humans. Yes. At the end of the day, we are all humans. Racehead said, for anyone looking for their Black Native roots, tap into Mike TV. Okay. Into Deep said, only in civilized situations, but if you go into deep-rooted areas like the Amazon or the Aboriginal scenarios in Australia, it's different. Africa as well, yes. Afro-Caribbean on dad's side. Into Deep said, I tell my daughter what my grandmother told me. You're American, you pay taxes. OG Patrice, welcome in. You came in on the tail end, but I'm glad that you are here. Glad you are here. Rumpelstiltskin, yes, welcome back, because you've been here before. It's all in how we think. Absolutely. He said, oh, okay. because you said they gave you a hard time about it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they did. He said, we are all mutts. Rumples, I'm assuming you're a male. Let me know if I'm wrong. Ray said, is it a challenge to give him his culture? No. No, I'm letting him define who he is. He's experienced every culture. Well, the culture, that I've experienced. He's experienced me, and he's experienced Black culture and white culture. I would say so. The only areas I don't think he's really experienced, I don't know why my camera keeps going out of focus, is maybe Hispanic and Asian, along in that way. But he sees the lives of different races, different nationalities. He's exposed to all of that. There's no tunnel vision here. He knows there's a world, a rainbow world out there, not the rainbow that we always see, but there's a color wheel, I'm gonna say a color wheel of people across the world. He knows there's different cultures and races and just people, period. We are all different, but we're all human at the end of the day. So I would say no. I will say at first he pushed back on a lot of rap music because he does not like cussing at all. That's why I'm thankful that we were introduced to classic through Souls, because classic has some great positive music without all that cussing going on that's in most of today's hip hop, and we know what that is. So I'm thankful that classic has that music too, and I've introduced him to classics. He loves classics music, so that's one reason why he didn't pull in, mostly when it comes to music, pull in that culture aspect, because he does not, if it comes to cussing, he ain't in for it. He ain't in for it. Ray said the racial construct was created by a Sweden and a German. Facts on my TV. Ray said in 1735, Swedish naturalist Carl Linnaeus proposed a classification of humankind into 4 different races. I'm gonna have to look into this because I like doing research. Racer said classic, yes, love it. He loves listening to classics music because he doesn't have those profane language in it. Richard said, outside looking in, biracial never got immersed into a race. They just stuck in the middle. No matter how they spent it, they hated it. It's tough for biracial children or biracial period people either. They have to make their mind up to choose how they want to receive the world, what culture they want to immerse themselves into. Because I immersed myself, or I had no choice, but I was raised into Black culture because of where we lived. That's where I grew up. Now, so where we live now, it's more of a mixture. It's a military town, and the side of town that I live on is a mixture. There's no heavy white or heavy Black or heavy Hispanic. It's a mixture across. There's Black, white, Hispanic, not so many Asian, but those are like the top 3 races, cultures that are around, races and cultures that are around. So it's right now for him, it's a good mixture. He sees it all. He's exposed to it all. So yeah, I'm thankful that I am in a space, in a location where he gets to experience those different cultures. Ray says it depends on who raises them, but society will judge. Yeah, definitely. I thought it did too, classy. I'm still here. I'm about to get off though. I'm about to get off. It's a marathon. Yeah, I'm still here. Still here. I said, hit the like button. Yes, hit the like button. As a matter of fact, I'm going to end it, y'all, because I can keep talking because y'all keep talking to me. Ray said we still popping. Class said we just got finished talking about you and your music. But yeah, this has been good, y'all. I'm glad I had a few call-ins. I appreciate y'all being here. We're going to get into some other stuff next week. Make sure y'all catch me on Sunday for the weekly radar report. I got some good topics that I've came across this week. So we're going no, it was good. It was good, classic. It was good. I was telling them how my son, because I was explaining to Rigid how Rigid was coming in on the fact that biracial children have almost like a hard time with identity and trying to pick which culture they want to be a part of. And I was telling him that at first it was hard for me introducing rap music and the rap and hip hop culture to him because he didn't like cussing. And a lot of the rap songs out here in mainstream have all that profanity and drug dealing and shoot 'em up and all that going on. So it's hard that positive music without all of that going on. It's hard to find and introduce him to that when that's not what he liked. So I told him I was glad that I was introduced to you through Souls because it gave Aiden a chance to AP. It gave him a chance to see rap and that music without all the profanity and without all the other things that is a part of. So yes, yeah, we good. So, but yeah, that's what I was explaining to Rigid. He said, my mom from Bmore and my dad from Greenville, South Carolina. Oh yeah. And Deep said, oh, you did the classic Candy Man. Rachel said, thanks for the candid conversation. It takes courage to speak on self. Absolutely. Absolutely. And y'all know what? I'm not going to end it without Ted said, yes, it is. And Ted's with the umbrellas. I appreciate y'all. And Classic said, my dog, A Boogie. I got to send him some more merch. He would love it. He would love it. He was ecstatic whenever he got the autograph. He's like, yeah, I got an autograph. So I appreciate you doing that. He said 10-4. Yep. Ray said, introduce him to creative writing, poetry, all that great songwriters and rappers are poets. Absolutely. And actually, I will say this, he taught himself how to play the guitar and the piano. So we might have a music producer later on. You never know. Never know. Oh, Patrice, hey, we can bring it back. We can bring it back. And if you want to come up, we can bring it back. I'll make sure to take note of that. We'll bring it back. She said, I missed this topic. I have biracial grandchildren. I would have loved to talk about my own experience as well. Absolutely. Ted said I was in the vertical. Laugh out loud. And to be dropped the umbrellas. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and close it out because y'all gonna keep talking to me and I'm gonna keep talking back. So I appreciate everybody being here. We had some great conversation about interracial dating and the pursuing and dating and whatnot. We tapped on that. We tapped on culture and all that good stuff, and being biracial and everything, any and everything in between. And I appreciate y'all being here through my internet disruption. Y'all didn't leave me. Y'all came back. So I'm grateful for that. Tap in with me on this Sunday. I'm going to try to go at 7 p.m. this Sunday. And before I go, y'all tap in tomorrow night. Souls didn't give me a time yet. Souls, are you still in here? Can I get a time? Souls did not give me a time, but tomorrow night, I'm just going to play.
2 chairs, 1 room, but a lifetime between. Same dirt on our shoes, different paths we seen. Louisiana nights, Alabama breeze. Stories in our blood, carried through the trees.
Yeah, so tomorrow night, and then we're going to do this. So y'all tap in with us tomorrow night. It's probably gonna be I'm gonna say about the same time, 7:30, 8:30 Central, 7:30, 8:30 Central. So y'all just be looking out. Get in the Discord, get in our Discord, and then we'll post it to our social medias as well. So I'm really excited about that tomorrow night as well. So Ted said, "Rock out, rain." Class said, "Walk down." What up, boy? Class said, "Fire," and he said, "Midnight Madness in a few hours for the overnighters." All right, y'all tap in with Classic. He's doing Midnight Madness. He's gonna be in the gym. What's the topics? Tap in. Tap in. Classic said, "I'm excited for y'all." Me too. Me too. Make sure you tap in, Race Head. I'm not gonna come see. Come see. Come see. Thank you, Classic. Thank you. And then one more time for the people in the back. Boom. Y'all can catch me Monday, Tuesday, every other Wednesday on the No Middleman panel on the Souls of Thought page on his channel. Then, of course, every Thursday night, you can catch me right here on my channel, Conversation with Soft Reign. That's a conversation of Soft Reign. I'm Soft Reign. Y'all can catch me right here where I do my live call-in show, the Soft Reign Hotline, where we talk about dating, relationships, and real situations. So call me up. I want to hear from you. Yes. And on Sundays, you can catch me live about 7 p.m. Eastern, where I break down the week on crime, culture, my hometown news, and some feel-good stuff. So make sure y'all tap in live on that day too. Subscribe. I'm trying to get my subscribers up. I love y'all for staying here with me tonight. It's been a pleasure. And if you don't do nothing else, let's see. I'll do my best burning around the clock. All right. Classic says souls and rain. Work on your endings. That'll help. Yes, it will. So, there we go. So if nothing else, adjust your crown, queen and kings. Your reign is safe with me. Y'all have a good night. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Make sure y'all tap in.
Let's meet around 4. I look in your eyes, you look to the side. Could tell that you nervous, your hands a little cold. When we lock eyes, you bite up your lip and crack a little smile. Everything is a go. So gorgeous, she fine. Her face for a portrait. I'm knowing she noticed, but I'm trying to stay focused. My poker face holding. But I feel like she knowing. And I'm trying to control it. She inviting me over for Netflix.